Last night, a red tsunami hit the great state of Louisiana. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time that we do a post-mortem of last night's Louisiana primary elections. Because everyone, I have to be honest with everybody. I knew Republicans are obviously going to do good in these elections because, well, it's Louisiana. It's a deep Republican state. With that being said, however, nobody, and I mean no one, expected the beatdown we saw for the Democrats last night. Republicans absolutely mopped the Democrats in the state. It was a complete and total bloodbath. Even for Louisiana standards, this is something that basically has never happened before. But before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And like I said, I understand that this is Louisiana, but this was a red tsunami even for the standards of the state. I don't think we have ever seen a beatdown this bad for the Democrats in Louisiana. And again, let me be clear. I'm not saying that this is an indication of a red tsunami nationally, but guess what? If there is an indicator for how the national environment's possibly looking, this is far more of an indicator than the 2% turnout special elections that some people on Twitter have been using as gospel. This was a turnout of around 36%, yeah, which was far more than some of these 2% turnout elections for Nashville's city council election. It just is. This is a better indicator. Not only is it just, higher turnout than most of these other elections, this is not just one statewide race, but several. Plus 4 referendums and a crap ton of state legislative elections. And these are, even though it is technically a primary, this is essentially the general election. Because this is Republicans versus Democrats. If you get above 50%, you automatically win. If you don't, the top 2 candidates move on. And well, that's what happened for the governorship. No one had Landry above 40% according to the polling. And even most projections, everybody thought, okay, this was probably going to a runoff. Landry, his highest poll was 40%. He got 51.5% of the vote. That is an overperformance, but not only that. When you combine the Republican totals, it equals like 66% for the governorship. Trump got 58.5% in the state. In 2019, the Republicans combined for roughly it was like 53% in 2019 for the primary. Guys, what does that tell you? This was an absolute beatdown, especially at the statewide level. But when you go to the legislative level, that's where this idea that this is just low turnout, that's a bunch of crap. But we'll just keep looking at some of these results from the governorship. Look at a place like East Baton Rouge. Sean Wilson, the Democrat, only got 43%. Excuse me. In 2020, Biden got 55%. Baton Rouge. Look at New Orleans. Biden got 83%. Landry and the other Republican alone, they got 17%, an improvement over Trump by just 2, and that's not including other Republicans. But in my opinion, for the governorship, look at East Carroll. I believe this is like 60% black, I believe. I could be wrong, but it is, I know for a fact, majority black. Sean Wilson and the other Democrat, Daniel Cole, they combined for 50%. This county, Biden got 63% of the vote here. They did 13 points worse in a majority black county. Guys, at some point, this isn't just low turnout, even though this election had far more turnout than the random Tennessee House District 85 or whatever. That was a Biden plus 90 seat. Guys, this was an absolute beatdown. When you're getting crushed, even actually getting tied in a place like East Carroll for a Democrat, you know it's an awful night. But, arguably, the story of the night has to come in New Orleans. Look at what the Republican did, the lieutenant governor. He got 41% of the vote here. 41. When you include the other Republicans, it's like 45, I believe. I could be off. 45%. Trump got 15. Trump got 15% of the vote here. Even back in 2019, look at this. Or actually, yeah, right here. The primary. The lieutenant governor, Nungesser, I think I'm saying that correctly. He got 30% last time. And that was when he won the state by a far larger margin. It was just a one-on-one. He did 10% better in New Orleans. Yeah, I think you've got more raw votes. Yeah. He barely got less raw votes in New Orleans. This was an absolute smackdown at the state level. Republicans, they combined for like 70%, 74% for the lieutenant governor election. For Secretary of State, it's like 68. Attorney General, it's everything. Usually, Democrats have some kind of floor in Louisiana. Usually it's like 30%. 30, maybe 40%. Especially for these local elections. They didn't come anywhere close to that. Their best one, I think, was the governorship. And they didn't even crack 30%. I believe that is the worst performance Democrats have had in a governor election for the primary in years. Go fact check me, but I believe the closest was like 2007 maybe? Or 2011. I don't know for certain, but this is one of the worst performances the Democrats have had in the state for the governorship. This was a smackdown, but not only that, we had state legislative elections. And this is the part that a lot of people, they're just ignoring. They're just saying, oh, it's statewide. That's because of low black turnout. Well, I went district by district. I found the elections which had at least one Republican and one Democrat. And I'm not counting ones that had like 50 independents, because that kind of throws things out of whack. I did a swing map of the state legislature for the state House. Of the 16 seats that at least had one Republican and one Democrat and didn't have like some wacky 50 independents, look at this. Republicans outperformed Trump in 13 of them. By large margins, mind you. Some of these swings were 30, 40 points. Same thing in the state Senate. It's a bit closer. Of the 8 districts that had at least one Republican, one Democrat, again, not counting like the independents, that stuff can get wacky, Republicans overperformed Trump in 5 of the seats. But one district in particular should be a middle finger to a lot of these special election people. District 85. For those that don't know, this, I believe, is like 67% minority. So it's like, it's actually very Hispanic also. It's very odd district. I think it's 67% minority. If it's like 20% Hispanic and 40% black. I could be wrong, but it is a minority seat. 2/3 minority. This is a seat Biden won by 8. The Republican won by 30. That is a 40-point swing. I don't care what the turnout is. In a district like that, all right, that's 2/3 minority. You had to do better, significantly better, with those voters. Just mathematically. You cannot mathematically do that much better in a district just because of low turnout, especially with a Biden plus 8 seat. This is far more of an indicator of how the national environment could be. I'm not saying it is. Than whatever the 2% special election turnout in New Hampshire is. It's 2/3 minority. And the Republicans didn't just win it by 2. They won it by 30. A Biden plus 8 seat. A 40-point swing. I think that's the largest swing of the year if you include all the special elections. It was an absolute beatdown. Again, I'm not saying Republicans won every single race. There were, there we go. There were some seats that did, trend Democrat, or at least swing Democrat. There were. But you cannot just say, this is just turnout. The Democrats decided not to turn out. That's what it is. But then immediately say the special elections are indicating a blue tsunami. If the special elections are indicating a blue tsunami, this is indicating 1984. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. But if we use the same logic for all of these state legislative seats, for these statewide elections, of ballot referendums, everything, it was a complete and total massacre of the Democrats last night. And it was a red tsunami, even for Louisiana standards. Nobody had Landry winning without a runoff. Everybody thought he was going to win, but he would have been forced into a runoff. He won without it. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.